Have you ever wondered why some employees seem to get more opportunities than others? Could unconscious bias be at play? This is where we start our journey today, into the labyrinth of unconscious bias. Unconscious bias is like a silent puppeteer, subtly influencing our thoughts and actions without us even realizing it. It's a human tendency to form opinions about others without having enough information, driven by stereotypes, preconceived notions, past experiences, or just a gut instinct. It's like a sneaky little whisper in our ears, nudging us to favor one over another, often without a valid reason. This unconscious bias can seep into various facets of our lives, but today, we're focusing on its manifestation in the workplace. It's a pervasive issue that subtly influences our thoughts and behaviors, particularly when it comes to hiring and personnel decisions. It's like an invisible barrier, preventing equitable opportunities and hindering diversity. Unconscious bias might not be intentional, but its effects can be detrimental to the workplace. Recognizing and addressing it is the first step towards a more inclusive, fair, and productive work environment. So let's dive deeper into this topic and explore ways to identify and overcome it. The influence of unconscious bias in the workplace is far-reaching and often underestimated. It subtly infiltrates our thoughts and behaviors, particularly in hiring and personnel decisions, creating a ripple of negative effects. Unconscious bias can lead to increased costs related to advertising jobs, hiring, and training. It can foster a lack of engagement, stifle productivity, and breed negative morale. Moreover, it can result in unfair outcomes and even harm, tainting the very fabric of a workplace with invisible threads of inequality. But let's flip the coin. Imagine a workplace where unconscious bias is recognized, addressed, and mitigated. This is a place where decisions are more objective, where creativity flourishes in the absence of preconceived notions, where satisfaction, motivation, and retention are nurtured by the sense of fairness and inclusion. So let's consider this. Overcoming unconscious bias does not only foster a diverse and inclusive environment, but it also reaps tangible benefits. It leads to more careful information processing, sparks creative solutions, and bolsters employee satisfaction, motivation, and retention. Addressing unconscious bias is not only socially responsible but also fiscally responsible. Recognizing unconscious bias is the first step to overcoming it. It begins with being open to the unexpected, questioning our instinctive reactions, and being willing to adjust our behavior consciously. It's about not just going along with the status quo, but challenging it. The strategies for recognizing and overcoming unconscious bias are multifaceted. One approach is to deliberately expose ourselves to diverse perspectives, which can help us break free from preconceived notions. Another strategy is to practice mindfulness, which can help us become more aware of our thoughts and feelings, and prevent us from acting on autopilot. The role of HR in this process is critical. By integrating awareness of unconscious bias into HR processes, and promoting it in employee relations and the work culture, they can help to shape an environment where everyone is encouraged to check their biases. Training programs can also be useful, but they are not a silver bullet. It's about creating a culture where everyone feels responsible for inclusivity. The goal is not to eliminate all bias, that's impossible. But by turning unconscious bias into conscious bias, we can make more impartial decisions and contribute to a more inclusive company culture.